the show, everyone here gets a chance to milk a cow, by hand of course. I'll also show you how we shear a sheep. All our sheep, they're all out the back there in the paddock, so we need to move them into the shed first. And when we move sheep around, this is what we call mustering, and we do this with special sheep dogs, especially bred for moving the sheep. So the dogs that we use are Australian puppies. That was one of our younger dogs. 3.5 years old over this. They've been bred to work sheep now for more than 200 years. So that's become instinctive in all the dogs to work the sheep, so they're all born with that natural ability. 3.5 years old, in human years, that would be around 24, 25 years old, something like that. So it's still quite a young dog. We're going to take him around the back and give you an idea of how the mustering works. We'll move the sheep around a little bit, and then we'll bring him up into the shed. All the way up into this pen just here. But during the mustering, you will see me, the stockman, controlling the dog. And he controls the sheep for me. We use 3 main commands to control the dogs. So I can send over to the left side of the sheep using the command round, to the right side with the command back, and stay makes him stay. But you will see the sheep moving away from the dog just by me keeping control of him. He will not control the sheep. So we'll show you how that works now, starting by sending him to the left side. Go round. Off he goes first.
Oh, lại nè. Cái cổ cho nó cái dạng này.
That's in the other way. Go back. That's right. Good boy, push him up. Go back.
Nó cười ấy.
Keep moving away from the dog. Bring up. Now what we're going to do is get over to bring all the sheep up into the shed. And when it gets a bit closer, we're going to be using this special stop sign. This is to stop dog from running after the sheep. He's still quite young, but he's still training.
Hello. Discussion 我们在都在 discuss 什么东西。
There we go. So that's how the mustering works. Good work. Now, once the dogs always do the work for us, we like to reward them. We do this just by giving our dogs a good pat. What the pat does is it lets them know that we're happy with the job. We say, good boy, mate, but this also signs the dogs off. So it is a very important step. Signs the dogs off, lets you know there's no more work, and now we can put him back. Well, mates, off we go. But you must be wondering what the horse was doing out the back the whole time. Not much at all, really walking around, wasn't it? That's the purpose of the horse, that's providing transport for the stockman or the stockwoman. That way we are close to the sheep, we're close to the dogs, and we can always be in control. Now all these sheep we just brought into the shed, all these ones are female sheep. And female sheep we call them ewes. Male sheep called rams, we have 2 males. Pete and Perth, let's meet the boys. That's Pete in front and Fred behind him. Now the rams are only kept for breeding purposes, breeding the ewes to make more sheep. So that's the girls, that's the boys, the rams and the ewes. So they're kept separate most of the time. Morning and afternoon tea. Everybody likes to stop and have a break, have a cup of tea when they're working all day. And the stockman, when he's out mustering the sheep, well, he'll actually stop, jump off his horse, and he'll make himself some billy tea. Billy tea is what we call it only because it's brewed inside a billy. It doesn't matter at all what type of tea goes in the billy. We're going to call this billy tea anyway. We need to boil that water first. Make yourself a fire on the ground. Billy full of water can go into that fire. Now all this water inside, that will start boiling away. Once it boils, throw in your tea leaves. A big handful of tea leaves into the boiling water, and then we pick this up. Very carefully now, that's boiling hot, and we swing the billy. So now we swing the billy. This is a famous Australian tradition, but there is a practical reason why we do it. So once we start swinging that billy around, all these tea leaves, they get forced from the top down to the bottom of the billy. And that is the same force that keeps all that water in there, with all your tea leaves at the bottom here. From the top, you can get a clean cup of tea with no tea leaves in it. That's why we swing the billy around. But in case you were wondering, there is no tricks. As you can see there, it's full to the top full of water. So this is very easy. Now we need someone to come down and swing the billy for me. Alright, this guy right here. You're going to try this, sir. Come down and go this one for me. So I promise nothing bad should happen, just round they go. So with the tie arm like this, go all the way around. So you can do that. So when you do stop, don't stop up the top, alright? Full swing. So you're turning out on the outside. Please thank you, everybody. Go ahead. Thank you. Now, everybody heard Elwood out here barking again. This time he's barking because he is the judge of the billy swinging. Let's see, he watches everyone swing the billy every day. He just said, very good. This guy doing it. Good job. Okay, now one more job. We need to move these sheep over here into the catching pen. As the name suggests, this is where we catch the sheep from. They get brought out here to be shorn in the forest. And we always use that dog, so we're going to use Henry and Elvis. So Henry, he's our youngest dog, so he's only just over 1 year old, so he's still training. So Elvis is going to help him. Ready, Bruce? Here we go. And all I need to do here is set the dogs behind the sheep. Wait. Alright, round here, boys. They can see that, that's a noise, and they get a bit of a roll. Alright, once again we make that dog sit, so we can sign him off. So it's a good boy, little bits. Henry.
Wow.
So you can see they're having the dogs around makes our job much easier. Okay, shearing the sheep. When we shear the sheep, we use the shearing clamp. So on the end here, this is the electric motor. This provides power. Once I can pull this into gear, that motor starts driving the flexible shaft inside that tube, all the way down to this tool here. This is called the hand piece. So this has two separate blades on it, a comb on the bottom. That's a fixed blade. The comb simply combs through the wool. On top of the comb is a cutter. The smaller blade moves back and forth very, very fast. So it is fast, this is sharp, it's all noisy and quite dangerous. But this is the modern way we shear the sheep, so that's the easier way it's done. But a long time ago it wasn't quite as easy. All the sheep in Australia now have to be shorn by hand. So they used the shears for this. About 100 years ago is when these were used. At that time in Australia, we had about 70 million sheep. 10 hours a day you work with these and you could shear through 70 to 80 sheep each. Today it's a lot easier. 150 up to 200 sheep a day. Much easier these days. And then this was invented. This piece of equipment was invented by a shearer. He had a very, very bad back. He couldn't shear sheep anymore. How does he get a bad back in the first place? From? That's right. So what's this for then? Does anyone know? Are we putting the sheep inside here, do you think? That's not for me. Yes, so the shearers jump inside and run them up and down one day shearing the sheep, just brings up the top. Well, that's supporting half of my weight, and that takes a lot of strain from my back, which makes it a lot easier. Alright, well, I've got one of these sheep out now, and I'll show you how we shear it. And Lee's going to explain to you what's happening during the shearing.
So when the shearer catches the sheep, the first thing he does is he turns it upside down very quickly. This gets the sheep off its legs, and that way it's completely under control and it casts it away.
不要抓我！不要抓我！不要抓我！飞飞呀！哇，很重啊！
The shearer starts shearing, starting using the belly loop. And the belly loop, once it's fully removed, is kept separate from the rest of the ball. This is because the belly will need to different processes to other wool. When the sheep lays down on its belly, it picks up a lot of rubbish from the ground. Mainly vegetable matter such as grass seeds, and birds and chickens, and these are really hard to remove from the wool. Now, in a commercial series set, there will be more than just one shearer, usually 4 or 5 working together, and we call them a team of shearers. They'll start work at 7:30 in the morning, work for 2 hours, have a break and have a tea, work for another 2 hours, and so on for an 8-hour day. So the others may have now and when you must be very careful around the eyes and ears.
它还会听话，它包公头了。
The most the most difficult part of the sheep shearing is the feet, and all feet goes underneath the wool, and the shearer has to feel for the skin before opening up the wool to those days. In Australia, we shear mainly merino sheep, that's the breed of sheep. Merinos are very wrinkly and have lots of loose skin all over their bodies, but maybe around the neck. You might like to think of sheep as having a haircut.
有毛了。
When you get your haircut, it doesn't hurt. You look neat and tidy for a while, but as your hair continually grows, before long, you need to have it cut again. And it's the same with sheep, except we only shear the sheep off the year. Now this part of the shearing is called the long blow, a blow being a stroke of the handpiece. The long blow is the longest blow a shearer can do on the sheep. From one end of the sheep to the other, the weaver will move the rubber ball very quickly when he does the long blow. A typical sheep farm in Australia will have about 5,000 sheep, and teams of shearers will travel around from one farm to another. Once they get to a farm, they will stay there until all the sheep are shorn, and then the team will move on to the next farm. The last side of the sheep is called the whipping side, and it's pulled back because it's the fastest side to shear. Having already removed most of the wool, all the shearer has to do now is throw this down the last side very quickly, so he can finish that sheep, put out another one, and shear as many as he can in a day.
可以拿回家当被了。
A shearer will be paid about $4 for every sheep they shear. It may not sound like very much, but when you consider that they can shear up to 200 sheep in one day, they are earning quite a bit of money. And there we have a lovely clean short sheep. Well done, Mark. Thank you for that.
Alright. So inside the wool of the sheep here, there's a grease. It's a natural grease. It's called lanolin. You may have heard of lanolin before. A lot of ladies' cosmetics and skincare products are made from lanolin. This is very good for the sheep, but it's good for us as well. Once we shear the sheep, they produce a large amount of lanolin. That covers their whole body with that grease, which protects them from the weather. Keeps the sheep dry and warm. They can be put back outside now, straight after they've been shorn. Even in the winter time, sheep don't suffer at all. So once I give it a quick rub here on this freshly cut wool, you may be able to see this now, shining from my hands.
Wow.
So after the show, everyone's welcome. Make your way over here and give the sheep a good rub. Rub your hands all over your face. You have nice soft skin and you will smell terrible. Alright, so she's all finished there. She can go back. Off she goes. Now left down here is a pile of wool. This is what we call a fleece of wool. And inside a shearing shed, we have workers called rouseabouts. And one of the rouseabouts will pick up a piece of wool and they throw it onto a wool table. So we don't have a wool table here, so with this one, I'm just going to throw this fleece down onto the floor in front of us, just so we can see it all a little bit better. What you'll see though is a technique of shearing. All this wool comes off.
Wow.
Now the reason why we do like this is because once we throw out the fleece, all that short
一
wool,
只羊的皮可以这么大片，
all that now is around the outside of the fleece.
可以当备了诶。
This process is called skirting the fleece. So this is the back legs of the sheep down this end.
神奇哈。
And we're working along the edge, just removing that dirty wool. Up to the front legs of this end. And also some of the short wool from the top of the head there. Now removing all this wool, we're trying to improve the value of the fleece, because these fleeces are a bit less valuable than the main fleece. These fleeces are called pieces.
Wow.
But here in Australia, we've got some of the best quality, some of the finest wool in the whole world. So a fleece of merino wool like this will get made into all our men's suits, ladies' jackets, dresses, all the expensive stuff. This is about 5 kilos of wool just there. So that's what the sheep produce every year. 5 kilos of wool, that's enough to make 3 complete men's suits, all from this.
Wow.
Now, if you have to buy 3 suits, well, that would cost you quite a bit, well over $1,000. But the value of this fleece right here, this is about $40. $40 is what the farmer gets for 1 piece of wool, just like this. Now, once we've cleaned the fleece, we can go over here into the wool press. This metal box is the wool press. So inside here will actually fit 40 to 50 fleeces. The machine at the back, that swings over and all that wool gets pressed in. Really tight into a bale of wool, just like you see here and over there. For most of Australia's wool, it does get exported. It goes to many different countries. Does anyone know the main country that we send our wool to? Where do you think? China. It is. Most of it goes to China. So the bellies and those pieces we took off, well, they'll get made into things like woolly socks, woolly jumpers and blankets for the bed, and everything else left over here. All these little bits are called locks, and these will get mixed together, made into a material called felt. Felt material, that's where that comes from, just like that there. That's one example of an old felt hat. That's made from pure Australian merino wool, that one. And I'm sure you can think of many other things. Alright, stock whip time. When we're out mustering the sheep, we use the Australian stock whip. When we crack the whip, it makes a really loud noise. That loud noise gets the attention of the sheep. That's the only purpose, it's just to make the noise. We're not hitting any animals, of course. So now I'm going to crack the whip for you, ready? So we go around in one direction, and we change. we are doing this riding on a horse, so we don't want to hit the horse. So we use two separate methods to make sure we don't hit the horse. So the first one is right over the horse's head, or the other one is alongside the horse, right through, that way. So that's the two main methods. I'll do this one more time. This time there's no more sound. So you can watch carefully, so you can see what happens to make it crack. There's no more sound. What I'm doing is I'm going forwards, and then I'll change back the other way. That's all it is. If you watch carefully, it starts creating a loop in the whip. Can you see that? So that little loop will create. Once you create that loop, that goes out to the end of the wave, gets to the end piece there, which is called the cracker, and that part breaks the sound barrier. If that's going faster than the speed of sound, that's a sonic boom. Never heard it. So would anyone like to come down and have a go at cracking the whip? Not dangerous. Just to be in the parade. That's it. Open it down. Alright, now you can wear a hat for me. Very, very important that we must wear the hat because it looks better for the photos. Are you left or right-handed? Alright, so I'm going to show you again. You step forward here. Get closer. Alright, so forwards is this way. Like that. And when you change, when you go from the top, back to there. So forwards this way, and then stop, and back the other way. Alright? Alright, stay right there. Just right up in there, right up in there. Right there, please. Here we go this way. So like this, up the top. That way. And then back. Alright? So up higher. Alright, good better. That's the ground, go higher. This way, up here. Nice and high. Yeah, that's right. Thank you very much. We don't get to take the hats. Anybody else over here? Huh? You want a hat? Have you done this before? You ever done this before? No? Just come right this way. Alright, so nice and high here. So you go round and round and round, and from the top, you're going to go back, look the other way. Alright? And stand here. Off you go. This way first. So then make sure you go back the other way. So this way, and then back through that way. Yes, back here. It's hard, isn't it? I'll show you again. Alright. Just go this way. Just go this way a bit. Alright, don't be shy. So I have to tell you like this. And then you're going to go back that way. So sort of, but I'm going the other way. So around and that way. It's hard, it's very hard.
手力也是要的，是。
Right here and back to there. So this way and then back to there. Thank you. That's it. This way, they were And when you change, you're going to go back this way. Right there.
Any. I see.
Okay, here we go. So right on the top. And then from the top, back to there. Alright. Very awesome.
手势有点对啊。Move that way. Go around and move all the way through.
因为它要从高那个力下到去追尾，然后这样弹上去起来。
哈哈哈。Then when you get the chance to move the cow, the way you do this, 4 teeth, pick a teeth, cut, and squeeze. You cut the milk before you squeeze, but we also you get one for all over here. Now before we finish the show, we do have a quick surprise to finish this one for some of the kids. We don't have any kids here, so I'm asking pretty much anyone to put their hands up. Who wants to try something? We've got some young ones here. Come over here, yes. There you go. Good. That's right, girls. Now we got enough here. That's enough for them. We got this one, yes. We've got this lady over here. Alright, here we go.
很可爱那个，我勾一走。
Alright, so everyone's got a bottle. 2 hands like this. And we're going to have a race to see who can finish the milk first.
就是饿过头了。之前我们有喂，有没有喂？你看那个最后一只的屁股脸。第一个不会吸耶，最后那个很厉害耶，太饿了。最后那只很厉害吸的。
And that's what's done as well. Let's have a clap for our own people.
Looking for milk.
All right, well, that is the end of the show, so thank you all for coming. If you'd like to do the show and you've got time, come over this way.